Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to round 17 of the TIO NTFL Women's Premier League. And today we've got a massive game, a top-of-the-table clash between Darwin Buffets and Waratah. My name is Liz Cruz, and I'm joined in the commentary box by Heidi Thompson, who's the NT Thunder Women's Academy Manager, and Stu Davies, who is a territory football legend and commentator up here. Welcome, guys, to the call today.
Hey, Cruzy, how you going?
Yeah, really good, thanks. Well, we just saw Mark Motlop toss the coin and the players link arms, and that's for the No More round, which is round 17 of the NTFL. The No More campaign uses the power of sport to change the way the public views family violence. So it's a really important cause today, and we've seen it implemented in the NTFL for the last few seasons, and it's fantastic to see all the clubs participating. Well, back to the game, top of the table clash. It's going to be an absolute cracker, and we don't normally see games televised on Oval 2 here, but well done to Amy and the AFL NT media team to get it up and running. Commentated, it's no mean feat to get 4 or 5 games live streamed every weekend, so I hope everyone enjoys the call. Heidi, I'll throw it to you. You probably know these players better than anyone. What are we expecting to see today?
Oh, I'm expecting to see a really tough contest out there. I think Buffs are pretty much at full strength, except for Andrew Goninon, who's out with concussion. Big hit a couple of weeks ago, didn't play last weekend and not playing this weekend. But other than that, they're looking full strength. You've got Sissy Dunn in the side, Michelle Ellis also from Alice Springs. And when you look at the Waratah side, they're looking pretty strong as well. So, Stu, what are you most excited about?
Oh, look, like you said, a top-of-the-table clash, and we've seen Darwin a few times now, but we haven't covered a game with Waratah yet. But they're obviously top of the table and will stay top of the table regardless of the result. So, you know, these two teams likely to meet again as we go into finals. So we're about to start here. Our view's a little bit different from normal, but we'll do the best we can. And Dew gets that hit out first for Buffs. And in there over the ball was Kylie Duggan for Buffs, but it's caught up underneath. Going to be pretty tough early, I would think. A lot of pride at stake and bragging rights going into the finals between these two clubs. So Dew again wins that hit out, but Lisa Roberts was at the bottom of it, got a kick forward, and now Carbone for Buffs kicks out wide. And Harder Looney taps the ball in front towards the boundary line in front of Maddie Galt, but can't keep it in play.
Most important question is, where are the blue boots, Taylor Harder Looney?
We saw the blue boots last week, but it looks like they're Essendon colours this week.
Yep, she's rotating them through. Off to a pretty good start, just a little bit fumbly there, unfortunately, otherwise she probably would have got a forward entry.
And Buffs are obviously kicking to the Pike Club end, and Waratah, I think Robbo won the toss, and they're up at the McMillans Road end.
So the boundary throw now falls a bit short. Dew got her hands on it, but picked up by Pippa Cox. She drove Tars out of defence, but Gemma Iacono coming in strongly as normal. Kylie Duggan picks up now, gets a dribble kick forward, but Tars have got the numbers. Hand pass comes out to Galt. Her kick's smothered by Carbone, and Amy Chittick on the end of that gets a hand pass inboard. Puruntuta Mary almost grabbed without the ball, but Buffs drive it forward again. Maddie Galt first to this one and hooks around the corner and clears it out of the danger zone towards the boundary line, and it just runs out of bounds in front of Amy Chittick.
Last touch rule there, Stu.
Yes.
Should be, yep.
So that means there'll be a kick in for Buffs, and it's going to be Lucy Adam to take that kick. Drives down the line, but chipping across there.
Seen that all season. Lisa Roberts taking intercept marks from the defensive 50 and then rebounding out. She's looking down the line here.
Drives long down the line, pack of players there, falls to the ground now, and over the top of this one is Ali Bryan, gets a hand pass inboard, clever tap over the top, and Puruntuta Mary on the left kicks around the corner, but it's Buffs again clearing it out of defence, but picked up down there by Pippa Cox once again, driving Tars forward. Some clever work there, hand pass inboard by Sue Nalder, but Buffs again on the end of it working it out with a string of handballs. Carbone eventually gets the long kick out of defence, and here's an opportunity for Buffs again. Michelle Ellis there didn't take possession of the ball, but it's a free kick off the ball, and it's going to Izzy Rapson.
Been a really consistent performer for Waratah's Izzy Rapson, playing as a maybe a high defender or in the midfield today.
So ball hacked off the ground there by Mono Hunter and out of bounds. It'll be free kick again. It's Lucy Adam again on the end of it.
I've seen Gemma Iacono get a number of touches early, just like last week. She's in good form again.
Must be the new hair, I think.
So kick comes inboard, but Amy Chittick intercepts this time, and she'll go back and take her kick. Kicks into the player on the mark though was Kylie Duggan, and she's first to recover, gets a hand pass inboard, and Buffs another opportunity here. Out in front there is Michelle Ellis again, but this time off hands and over the boundary line. And Waratah players Pippa Cox ready to take the free kick, but that's not going to be this time. It'll be a boundary throw in.
Both teams just look like they need to settle a bit, Heidi.
Yeah, they look really rushed and lacking composure. It's quite breezy out there as well, so just allowing for the breeze and reading the ball. And
it was a hot day today, so the water people are out there busy already.
Quick kick forward by Ali Bryan for Buffs. Out in front is Matisse Hunter. She picks up now, but she's tackled straight away. Can't get that ball out, and it was trapped in, and it'll be a ball up.
Happy with the attack on the footy there from Matisse Hunter. It's an area of the game that she's been working on, so good to see her in front of her direct opponent.
So from that ball up, Maddie Galt takes possession. Good smother there by Carbone, and fighting for the ball again with Lisa Roberts. Ball on the ground, nicely picked up in there, and some players really throwing themselves in. And for those of you that aren't aware, the action is actually taking place right in front of where we're calling the game from today, so we can see it pretty well when it's in this forward pocket.
If that can continue, Stu, that'll be really handy.
Make it the scoring end.
So another strong tackle out there, and Lucy Adam
been busy early.
Rewarded with that free kick.
They are new facilities here on Oval 2 for anyone that hasn't seen them. There's some great new change rooms, new media box, timekeepers box, fencing and players areas. When we used to play out here about 12 years ago, we used to duck from the plovers in the pockets and run for our lives. But it's fantastic to have the live stream on Oval 2 today.
Kylie Duggan's kick inboard, but Claudia Fabry was there first. And that's a kick over the boundary line again, but umpire Sam Cunningham's calling for a boundary throw-in. Fabry or Fabrice?
Yeah, I'm going Fabrice.
Okay.
Yeah, probably should have checked that one beforehand, but that's going to be my bet.
Throw-in again, Dew works to the front. Tackle over the shoulder, not seen by the umpire. Maddie Galt gets the kick out of defence for Tars, but it's out of bounds on the full.
So clearly there's a distinct breeze coming across the ground. I know we're indoors here, but we can see that the footy's really camped over on the right-hand side here.
So Iacono kicks inboard, and that'll be Sissy Dunn, I think. Kicks forward, but intercept mark taken
Looking
there.
forward here, Izzy.
Izzy Rapson,
Yep.
she
down the corridor.
Down the corridor, there's plenty of space there. Not much urgency chasing it, because the whistle's gone, and it's a 50-metre penalty, obviously.
There we go.
And that's a big advantage for Tars.
So Rapson now looking for the player on the lead. Mark's not quite taken, and hand pass comes across. Kick around the corner there by
Aggie Singh, was it?
Maddie Yaron.
Oh, Maddie Yaron, yep.
And was through for a minor score. So the first score of the game after over 7 minutes play, and a point on the board. It's been pretty tough in close. Hard to get any sort of fluid movement by either side, but the contest is really willing, that's for sure. And play now on the outer side or camera side of the ground, and Buffs the opportunity to come forward again and bounce there. Favours Michelle Ellis. She runs into
advantage in here. Taylor Hartalooney.
Yes, it's a really open forward 50. Hartalooney just trying to get control of the ball now. Maddie Galt right on her tail. Hartalooney picks up, gets a dribble kick forward. It's coming close to the boundary line, and Hunter back there is tackled strongly by Delcia Wang. and the ball spills out of bounds in the forward pocket about 5 metres around from the behind post, and Matisse Hunter picks herself up a bit sorely there.
Dalsa's a pretty strong competitor, so she did the right thing defensively, but she's given her opposition a high five there with good sportsmanship by Delcy Arwang.
So the boundary throw in deep in the Buffett's forward line. Quick kick forward is smothered there. Ball in dispute on the ground. Picked up by Ali Bryan, but just as Tars were getting a clearing kick, the umpires called for a ball up.
Well, Ali Bryan's another one that Buffs have flown up today. She lived here a few years ago but went back to Victoria where she plays footy, and they're qualifying her for finals, and they've obviously brought her in to play the top of the table clash.
So umpire Declan Gould just waiting for the ball to come back so we can ball it up and get us moving again. So I'm not sure who's doing the ruck work for Tars. Looks like Lisa Roberts. And Hartaluni again on the end of this one. But plenty of numbers around the ball there, and looks like umpire Gould will have to come in and have another go at getting us restarted.
Fair bit of congestion in there, Stu, really.
Yeah, someone needs to clear it out.
Yeah, we need to get a bit of structure around the contest.
So Dew with a decent hit got that clear, and Roberts for Waratah clears it out, but Carbone's on the end of it under plenty of pressure, and a great tackle there, and subsequently Tars running out of defence by Rapson again. In front there was Yaron, plays on straight away and drives down the wing, and Waratah the opportunity to go into the forward line. Falling over was Aggie Singh, but play on's the call. Singh's in there again, picks up the ball, taps it in front of herself now, and now toes it forward into some space, picks up, but tackled as soon as she grabbed hold of the ball there. Off the ground was Gemma Cusack for Tars. Hand pass comes across, and there's a whistle on the play there. And it looks like it'll be a Waratah free
Lauren
kick.
O'Shea.
So Lauren O'Shea goes back now with a set shot for goal. She's pretty much directly in front.
Opportunity here to settle for Waratahs.
Bit of a stammering approach, but kicks on the way now, and right on the goal line. I think it's just cleared. Goal umpire Jenny Rowe says, yep, that's good enough, and the first goal on the board for the game came as a result of a free kick that I didn't pick up what it was for, but the finish was good.
Yeah, I think they needed that. Waratahs were on the run, and Aggie Singh lost her footing in the lead up to that goal, and eventually found her footing again and got the footy going forward.
Some good work by Madison Yaron to keep the ball moving down into the forward line. So at the 11-minute mark, we've got Waratah 1-1-7 leading Buffs 0.
So Waratah absorbed a fair bit of pressure. The ball was in the Buffs forward line for quite a while, but they were good in defence and blocked it up, and then managed to clear it out and move the ball pretty well in that passage of play leading up to the goal.
Looks like Hannah Bottomley coming in to ruck for Tars.
Roberts in there again, gets a hand pass back. Purunchata Mary's caught, got the ball over, and now Maddie Gold again drives Tars forward. See the wind taking that ball towards the outer side as it floats in the air. Yaron kicks it forward again. A strong overhead mark taken there.
Sue Nelder.
Sneaky Sue. A lot of experience there and great hands.
Gemma Cusack on the end of that couldn't quite hold the mark, but picks up, hand passes back again to Nelder. Nelder's tackled as she was over the ball and didn't have possession, and she'll take the free kick.
So it looks like Trudy Hopgood has gone for a bit of a change, because I think Gemma Cusack's been playing as a defensive role most of the season, and Taryn O'Hare is right in front of us here playing in that defensive role, so it looks like they've swapped ends.
So Nelder looks to centre the ball there, but off hands, and a quick kick out of defence. Hand pass inboard by Lucy Adam, and Buffs clear it away, but straight into the hands there of Shireen Purunchata-Mary. She wastes no time getting Tars back into the forward line. Roberts on the end of that, but so too is Ali Bryan, and Buffs are able to come out of defence there. Duggan, some good work there, picks up and runs off with a bounce kicks Buffs inside forward 50 now, but Waratah working back with numbers, and that's well done there by Pippa Cox. Got it over to Taryn O'Hare, and she clears out of defensive 50 for Tars. Maddie Gold in there again. Centres the ball this time. There's a couple of Buffs players, but the ball comes to ground. Picked up on the ground there by Marley Gunderson, and she drives out wider to half forward, and the mark's taken there by Tamika Bullen.
Oh, Bubba free, Crystal Brown, and they've gone straight to her.
Yep, and this is the best side to attack from, you would think, with the way the breeze is, as long as they can get it within range. But Tars again with some numbers back, working hard defensively. Maddie Galt in over the ball, gets a hand pass out, almost a throw out there, but that's allowed to play on. And it's Pippa Cox again who clears it out, and Puruntatameri again takes the mark and looks to switch.
Maddie Aaron being really busy.
She takes the mark on the chest. She's got a free player out wide, goes that way now, and it's Monet Hunter trying to keep the ball in. She does so, but straight to her opponent.
Oh, that's unlucky.
And the ball again close to the boundary line. Lisa Roberts coming in hard. A fierce contest there between Roberts and Iacono. No quarter given. And
they're just saying g'day.
It was a good effort by Gemma Iacono then, because that was her own kick that she chased.
Yep.
Yeah, and just unlucky before with Monet Hunter. Probably a little bit of game awareness there. Needed to understand that probably a stoppage there would have been better, letting it go over the boundary line, because Gemma Iacono was right there to pick up the scraps.
So, a bit of a problem with that boundary throw in, and we'll have another go at it. And again, Dew works to the front, gets a hit out, and kick comes forward, but towards the boundary line, just got over the paint of the 50, I think, so we'll have a boundary throw in again. This boundary umpire having to work very hard in this first quarter.
It's a bit windy out there.
And look where all the players are right now. Probably could throw a big blanket over them. They're just all congested in this space, because that's where the footy's ending up. So we need a bit of spread here from Buffs to create some space to kick into.
So Dew gets that hit out, and Carbone couldn't pick it up as the siren goes to end the first quarter. So pretty torrid affair, pretty hard in the clinches, and not much open running football so far, Heidi.
I think we'll see a different strategy in the second quarter. I think they'll start to look at the shift in the way of with the wind, and how they can combat that through the hands and run and carry, rather than just kicking and the ball ending up over here in this side of the field.
We'll go to the break with Darwin Buffett 0, trailing Waratah 1-1-7.
Yep. The battery is reading 15.4.
Good, thank you.
Well, welcome back to the second quarter of the TIO NTFL Women's Premier League. We've got the top of the table clash between Darwin Buffets and Waratah, and at the moment it's Tars 1-1-7, leading Buffs, who haven't scored yet. And last time these teams met, it was a close game decided by just the 1 point, and Waratah taking the points. Heidi, in a little bit of controversial circumstances.
Yeah, it was quite controversial. In the last, I think, couple of minutes of the game, the umpires were confused as to whether the game was over. Siren hadn't gone. The timer, I think, had stopped on the scoreboard. And so it was very much the run of play. I think Gem Icono had it, and then they stopped the game, and then they obviously lost all their momentum within that. So it was, really controversial, and hopefully now Buffs are going to come back out here ready to go, ready to fight the second quarter.
And fighting for the ball on the ground. Free kick's been found, and Waratah the opportunity to go forward early in this second quarter. Over the back, some good work by Sissy Dunn. Her kick smothered beautifully there by Rapson, but now the opportunity for Buffs to come out of defence again. Waratah with the numbers again. Fabrice in there, loses control of the ball. Carbone fighting hard as usual, in and under. And
2 under-19s going at it there in our under-18 squad as 2001 players, so 19-year-olds. And there she is again, Claudia Fabrice.
They kick forward, Sissy Dunn gets a hand to it, keeps it in front, does pretty well there, gets a quick kick around the corner, relieving the pressure, and Kylie Duggan's on the end of this. She drives the ball further out of defence. Contested mark there, and off hands and over the boundary line in front of Mo Turner there for Buffets.
Well, it's great seeing Sissy Dunn out there. She's territory footy royalty. She's a 3-time Margaret Little medalist in the CAFL, and of course she's the daughter of Kaji Dunn, who has one of the legends of St Mary's Footy Club and in Alice Springs Footy. So some really good genes there. Fantastic player.
Gemma Iacono in front over the ball, gets a hand pass over the top. Scramble forward on the ground now, and umpire Cunningham's found a free kick, and it's going to go Iacono's way. At half back for the Buffets. She looking to drive along the wing. Off hands out there. Kylie Duggan's on the end of it, gets something of a hand pass over the top. But
what a lineup, Robbo and Duggs.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing watching them go at it.
Yeah, it's a great matchup.
But if the two teams continue going the way they're going, we're going to have the footy over here for a very long period of time. So even here with Gem Icono with that mark, I just wanted someone coming through with the hands, and then they can run and carry through the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost as if they're afraid to take it on, Heidi, and just going for safety.
Yeah, just testing the waters, I think.
Yep. So, ball on the ground, Purin Tatameri picks up. She loses the ball and then is tackled without it, so she'll take the free kick. And Shireen Purin Tatameri drives Tars forward again.
Sissy Dunn, front spot.
Yep.
And that's why she's such a valuable player, a huge in for Buffs this week.
Yep, very strong body presence, and kept the ball in front of her. Duggan's hand pass there to Turner. Turner hand passes back again, and this time it's Crystal Brown over the top of it, working hard against a number of Waratah opponents. Gets a hand pass forward. Purin Tatameri again picks up, but hand pass goes straight into the hands of Brown, and she drives Buffs forward, but the ball bounces out of bounds. But it'll be a free kick for the last touch, last kick again, and
yeah, no one really willing to switch the play at all. You can see everyone's on this side of the field. It's going to take some courage and bravery, but I think the team that does it, high risk, high reward.
So we'll have a boundary throw in again. The boundary umpires have swapped sides, and I'm sure the young girl from the first quarter will be pretty happy about that.
Well, we see Tamika Bullen there picking up the ball, and it's her 50th game for Buffs today, and she's playing it against her old side in Waratah. She had a great game in the ruck last week.
Again, kicks close to the boundary line on that grandstand side. The ball stays in play initially. Now it's off a couple of players and dribbles over the boundary line. So Again, the breeze taking the ball that side, and the players again not quite willing to work against the breeze and open the game up.
So it looks like it's going to be a low-scoring game, Heidi, with that breeze, you think?
Yeah, I think so. Well, it looks like the breeze is the advantage is kicking towards us at the moment. What end did you call it again?
It's the Pint Club end.
The Pint Club
the
end.
Pint Club, who
Yes.
you play for pints.
Yes, that's right.
is over the road.
And Tar's coming forward. Soon Older gets on the end of that one, takes a good mark. She's looking for options now. She's trying to get the ball back into the corridor, backing back there, working hard, and a kick off the ground.
Oh, Matty Yaron.
And a good finish there by Madison Yaron.
She's had a really good start to this game, and yeah, that's a great pick up. Clean below the knees, pick up, and then just snaps it through.
But even then, Sue Nelder, you see, took the chance, got the ball into the corridor, into the space a bit, and opened it up for Tars for the opportunity to score the goal.
And Bree Martin could have been the other goal kicker if Maddie Yaron hadn't picked it up yet, and they had a couple of options.
Yeah, they worked together, a bit of a 2-on-1.
Yeah.
I'd probably argue that Waratah's a little bit fitter than Buffs.
Yep.
Buffs are bigger, stronger, more powerful. So when you're looking at this sort of game with this breeze, Tars are probably going to have a bit of an advantage, being that if they can kick it to space and use their speed and their athleticism, they might be able to get on top, whereas Buffs need to really get in front. You saw it before with Sissy Dunn. So yeah, I'm interested to see how it plays out.
So a 13-point lead here early in the second quarter to Tars. Up high early was Bottomley, but couldn't get a hand on the ball. And Buffs going forward now. Carbone gets a hand pass inboard, but teammates tackled immediately. Maddie Galt gets slung to the ground, and umpire says that's a sling tackle and will be a free kick. It's not Maddie Gold, in fact.
Amy Chittick, is it?
Chittick, yeah.
Yep.
She kicks out wide. And a free kick here to Buffs. Dom Carbone held her feet strong over the ball and got tackled without it. And she kicks to the outer side, camera side of the ground. Ball's on the ground now, trying to work it out in there. Was Nicole Schmidt, but eventually got dragged back in, and we'll have another ball up.
Well, Sue Nolder is back in the team and making an impact. She went around Australia for the first half of the season, so she's another one that Tars bought. Tars have got back in at the right end of the season.
Getting married in July as well. Bit of trivia for you.
Oh, there you go. Sneaky Sue. She's another one who plays. She's a very good netballer, very good basketballer, and
adds cricket in there as well.
Cricket,
Cruzy.
yeah,
Yep.
bit of an all-rounder. Here she
Here
goes
she
again.
is.
Now she drives Tars forward again. Yaron on the end of this one, but intercepting there was Chev Fewings. Got it over to Melissa Ayres, and then over to Iacono, who clears out of defence for Buffs out towards the wing. But Waratahs with some numbers there. Dew puts her body in front and pretty clever there. Positioned herself well and drew the free kick for a push in the back. So Dew right in front of the camera and passes across. And now Buff's going forward again. Oh,
Great mark.
good hands there by.
A bit more urgent today, Stu. She might have got your message last week.
I know all the Buffs girls went and watched and listened to our commentary after the game, so they were listening. I got a few messages.
Coach Davis over here. Taylor Hartaluni was writing a few things down. She's far more urgent today and been a little bit cleaner in the second quarter.
But good on them that Buffs are going back and watching the game afterwards as a team and seeing what they can work on and watching their performance. So that's awesome.
It can be confronting, but I think it's the best way to learn.
Absolutely.
Best way to reflect, and you see it right then and there. There's nowhere to hide.
Mm-hmm.
So ball on the ground after the boundary throw in. Carbone over it again, tackled by Roberts. Ball spills free, and quick kick around the corner by Cox. Hartaluni in there again, picks up nicely, cleanly, and on the left foot drives Buffs forward towards the forward pocket. Off hands there, and it's paddled over the boundary line, and we'll have a boundary throw in deep in the left forward pocket for Buffs, kicking towards the McMillan's Road end of the ground.
So a little change here. Jem Cusack coming up the ground to Gem Icono by the looks of it, and Lauren O'Shea deep in the forward 50 for Waratah.
So the throw in again. Dew working hard underneath. Hartaluni on the outside of the left foot. Kicks towards the goal. It's going to be forced through off hands. Rushed through for Buff's first score of the game. At the, what are we, almost 10 minutes into the second quarter.
Yeah, they need to try and get it back here. They've worked so hard to get it down there. Lock it in. But Waratah have come out with the clearance from the kick in.
Fabrice kicks inboard, but that's chopped off by Jojo Dodsworth. And, she kicks close to the boundary line again. Kept in play nicely.
Clever handball over the top.
Michelle Ellis. And
Kylie Duggan it was.
Kylie Duggan's kick, unfortunately offline, and another minor score for Buffs.
Had a bit more time there, Dugs. Could have run the ball closer into goal.
So Buffs not organised for the kick in there, and it's just been run out of defence. And Tars have made it all the way to the boundary line with a bit of run and a single kick, and now Maddie Galt drives them down towards half forward over the top. It's Yaron, falls to the ground there and drew the free kick. Now Lauren O'Shea on the lead. The ball's coming in her direction and in her hands now. Tries to shrug off the tackle, gets a quick kick forward, dribbling towards the goal line. Gemma Cusack comes in hard, kicks off the ground, but just the wrong side of the goal post.
Good pressure by Sissy Dunn there to chase it in.
Plenty of determination by Cusack. She wasn't going to give up on the chase, that's for sure.
They go on the short kick out here into the pocket. Let's see what Sissy Dunn has on offer. Tanya Dew with her hand up. Tall target.
She goes shorter than that, looking for Carbone through her hands though, but comes back to her now by hand, and she tumbles a kick forward out of defence. Hartalini couldn't take it cleanly this time, but recovered well to tackle. Ball's held in underneath, and it'll be a ball up. Umpire Cunningham just on the edge of the centre square. Dew slaps it forward. Underneath there was O'Connell, but her hand pass went straight to Galt. Galt to Cox. Cox back over the top to Galt. She kicks in now towards half forward. Yaron at the end of this one takes the ball nicely. Hand passes over the top, and Singh there. Aggie Singh kicks the ball in deep through the hands of Dunn. Hand pass comes out quickly here, and pretty desperate work in defence by Buffs, and Sissy Dunn takes the ball this time and runs away and gets a short kick in, and Nicole Schmidt clears the ball out of the danger zone for Buffs. Nicely picked up in there by Marley Gunderson. Drove the ball out of defence, but it's gone over the boundary line, unfortunately.
One of the key players last week, Marley Gunderson, has been pretty quiet for the first half here, so we're expecting a little bit more from her in the second half.
Well, at the 12.5 minute mark, we've got Waratah 2-2-14, leading Buffs just the 2 points.
So it's a free kick, of course. And that might be Taryn O'Hare kicking the ball in. Ball comes over the back now, and off hands,
surprise,
and dribbles
surprise.
out of bounds.
over the boundary line.
So yeah, from our position here, you look down the ground and everyone's on the grandstand half of the ground as you look down lengthways. Ball comes out now and buffs the opportunity, but a high tackle there.
Yeah.
And Ali Bryan wins that free kick. She kicks short, but trickles past there. In there again was Crystal Brown, and Ali Bryan. Her kick was smothered. She's back in, picking it up again. Gets another kick forward. Kylie Duggan now hand passes inboard. Hand pass over the top by Bullen, but under plenty of pressure there. Plenty of numbers around the ball, and another ball up. So Ball on the ground, hand pass comes out now, and another one flicked over the top, overrunning the ball there. The Tars defender, and a free kick again. And Lucy Adam calling for a 50-metre penalty, and
she's got it.
Being rewarded with it. She's wasting no time getting forward, so
undisciplined there.
She's got the opportunity to run straight on if no one can get in on the mark there. But
it'll only be about a minute and a half, 2 minutes to go. So
yeah, aware of the game.
Yep. What's going on?
So that 50-metre penalty brings her pretty much within range, you would think.
You can see how much her jumper's moving though in the wind, so it's going to be a big ask.
Over the ball now, and kick comes in. It's drifting across the face a bit. Numbers down there. O'Shea in there in defence for Tars, but the ball is forced over the boundary line in the left forward pocket for Buffett's. They'd be hoping this boundary throw-in happens pretty quickly, so they get an opportunity to score and beat the siren. Yeah, only be seconds remaining now, and this is taking a while to get the ball back into play, but here we go. Over the back it comes, picked up in there, but again numbers around. Oh, siren just beats the kick on the ball, which was off target anyway, yeah. I think.
Well, that's half-time here. Oval 2, we've got Waratah 2-2-14 leading Darwin Buffett's. Just the 2 points. We'll see you in a few minutes. Welcome back, everyone, to the third quarter of the TIO NTFL Women's Premier League competition. We've got a massive top-of-the-table clash here between Waratah and Buffs. But Heidi, I'm going to throw to you for a minute. We saw AFLW kick off last night. Of course, we had a lot of Territory girls in action. Can you give us a bit of a wrap?
Yeah, finally. I've been waiting for AFLW. I've been back-to-back games today, and last night, obviously, Richmond and Carlton kicking off the games at Icon Park. But today, the GWS Giants played the Gold Coast Suns, and obviously here in the NT, we've got a number of girls playing, being Jordan Hickey, Sally Riley and Jasmine Hewitt. All three got a good run and a fair piece of the footy. Geordie Hickey was absolutely outstanding as a key defender, played in the fullback role, so on the best, I guess, forward in the GWS Giants. Jazzy Hewitt was influential in the ruck, and Sal Riley actually played a bit on the wing, so good on you, Sal. But unfortunately, they went down by 1 point. It was 8 points to 9 points. It was the final full-time score. Sounds a bit boring, but actually the game was quite entertaining, and it was raining. So really good effort from those three. And then we had Mickey Roberts and Morgan Johnston playing for the Collingwood Magpies in their VFL trial today. And Mickey kicked a couple of goals in the forward line, and Morgan played as a defender / rotating into the midfield. So well done to those 5 girls.
That's awesome. Well, Stu, we're back underway here, and Waratah are pushing it down into their forward line through Madison Yarran. I'll let you take over the call.
Just as the ball runs over the boundary line.
Sorry, Stu.
At the far end. Thanks, Cruzy. Stitch up.
I can't see that far. Well, while we wait for the throw-in in other games in NTFL, Palmy had a big win over an undermanned St Mary's last night out there, and Crocs had a big win over Tigers today. So a couple of really big wins we've seen this weekend, but this game is quite low scoring so far.
And Wanderers wrapped up a final spot with their win in the game prior to this one, I think.
Of course.
Yeah, that game, Palmy versus Saints, was, I think, Frida Parentata-Mary got best on, kicked 8 goals, and she's about to fly out tomorrow with Aggie Singh, who's playing here today for Waratahs, and Jamie Lee Puchimi, down to Melbourne to play for the Essendon VFLW team, so I wish them well.
Essendon love the Tiwi magic down there, and they're embraced by everyone down there at Essendon, which is great.
Buffs coming out of defence through Kylie Duggan to Ali Bryan, and now further forward, ball's on the ground, and Ali Bryan again coming in strongly, ducks under the tackle there, gets a hand pass inboard. Kylie Duggan on the end of this one got dragged to the ground, play on's the call, and she's in there again, and now Michelle Ellis working hard over the ball, got tackled with it and penalised for not disposing of it properly, and the free kick going to Holly Goodall across half-back. She hand passes inboard to her captain, and Lisa Roberts clears the ball out of defence, but chopped off there by Ira Kano for Buffs. She gets her kick forward just as she was tackled, and Dominic Carbone gets on the end of this one and takes a good mark, and now looking to play on and driving the ball into the forward 50. Hartaluni there just ran past it, and working back for Tars was Izzy Rapson again, but Buffs with another opportunity, but camped in there was Holly Goodall again. Gets the ball back now. Beck Pryor kicks out wide, looking for Purantata Mary, and she runs onto the ball now and just evades that tackle, and now she's got plenty of space and has a couple of bounces and kicks down towards half forward. But in front there was Rachel Henderson for Buffs, did some good work, and they worked the ball out of defence again. Chev Fewings, but her kick was chopped off by Purantata Mary.
She's dangerous, Purantata Mary.
Yes, showed a clean set of wheels there. Yeah, if I was Chris Atkinson right now, I'd be thinking, who are my dangerous players? Who's going to give me the most? And really, 2 players that come to mind are Marley Gunderson and Crystal Brown, who have performed really well over the course of the season. Crystal Brown obviously playing for Catherine Big River Hawks, but now coming into our Buff setup here, and I think they probably need a little bit more from them. So if I was Chris, I'd be getting in their ear and just motivating them and getting as much as we can out of them.
Well, Rachel Henderson looked for the short pass sideways, but was too strong with the kick, and Tars now bring it back in through Roberts, deep inside forward 50. And O'Shea there having a shot towards goal, but just offline on the near side. So the first score for the quarter, and Tars have done most of the attacking in the early parts of this third quarter, and Buffs a couple of goals behind really need to...
I think they're going to be brave here, Stu. They are good. Yay, through to Dugs. That's exactly what we need now. And to break the game open here, we've got really good spread from Buffs. And if they can keep going wide, they should be able to use their leg speed through Dom Carbone.
Yep, on the ground in front of Carbone again. She's having trouble pick it up. Gets it now, spins around and drives the ball down the corridor, and it's her target there, Michelle Ellis, in the centre of the ground. She's got some runners out wide, and the opportunity again for Buffs. It goes in long. Delcia Wang under that, just under a bit of pressure, couldn't take the mark. Gets a hand pass back inside. Was fumbled there. She's over the ball again, and now the ball's being paddled along in front by Taryn O'Hare. No one making any clear progress with the ball out of there. In the end, it was picked up by Brian, and she tried to break a tackle, was caught with the ball, and Waratah the opportunity to defend, and it's Goodall again who kicks short.
Attack on the footy, that's what we need.
Having a crack.
And that's what we saw from Waratah in that first half. They just attack on the football and desire and hunger to win the ball. There's a lot more than Buff, so if they can up the ante with their effort and intent, they'll have a game on their hands here.
Beck Pryor it was for Tars, driving it out of defence.
Sissy Dunn's pushed forward there, and she's providing a lot of drive into the forward line as well for Buffs.
Pryor wrestled that one out, got a hand pass forward, but it's Carbone now the opportunity, drives the ball deep into the forward line. Hartaluni under this one, and she's won the free kick in the marking contest, and she'll take a kick from about 15 metres out on a slight angle, and a real opportunity to put Buffett's first goal on the board for the game, and really important one here. And you just feel if they could get a goal here and get some momentum, that they'd be right back in the game. Kicks a bit of a floater, but it's good enough.
It'll do. I was about to say, Stu, not an easy kick, being that it's swirling around with the wind, but she didn't take much time, and it wasn't a executed kick that you would see normally from Taylor Hartaluni, but effective nonetheless.
Well done, Dom Carbone. She just pushed that ball down, and great vision to see Taylor Hartaluni and kick that ball into her.
And as you said, Liz, Sissy Dunn would set up the wall basically, just outside the forward 50, and repelled a couple of times and gave them repeat entries and the opportunity to score. So
playing as a midfielder by the looks of it, and that's as a coach, generally if things aren't going your way, you're getting your ball winners in there, even if they are a key defender like Sissy is, and you're throwing it all on the line and having a go.
So now at the 7-minute mark, we've got Waratah 2-3-15, leading Buffett's 1-2-8.
So the ball's squirted out towards the wing here. Maddie Galt trying to pick up, does now, hooks the ball back around, keeps the ball in play, runs past the players there, and Iakono for Buffs picks up and kicks short, but some strong work by Gemma Cusack. Drives Tars forward again, but unfortunately just the wind carried it out on the full, but deep in the outer side now, and a long way back for Buffs. Kicking comes down the line. Maddie Galt under this one takes a mark and will drive Tars forward again. It's a long kick over the top, but well marked back
Gemma
there.
Iakono.
And takes the courageous option, switches the ball, and Mo Turner out there picks up, clean set of heels, runs the ball out of defence and kicks long, but Pryor in there chops it off for Tars. Quick kick forward, Turner again with a hand pass back, and Lucy Adam there tackled without the ball, and she'll take the free kick between half back and centre. She switches out wide and finds Sissy Dunn out towards the wing. She's got a running player here in Ayres, and she takes the mark just forward of the centre wing. She's looking short here, and a strong overhead mark taken by Michelle Ellis.
Yeah, Michelle Ellis starting to be a bit more dangerous in the second half. finding the football more and getting some forward entry, although Taryn O'Hare looks like she's got them covered. Rebounding out of their defensive 50.
And just to get this one past Sissy Dunn there, but Dunn works back and is tackled without the ball, and she'll take the free kick on the outer side. Looks like she's not really sure that it's hers, but so she kicks short now, looking for Kylie Duggan, takes the ball in her hands out in front and plays on now. Wide again, and Michelle Ellis once again.
So much better when they slow
Just
it down.
lower the eyes, hit a target up.
Yep.
You know you're going to get something from Buffs. That you know you've got some really good players with good aerial skills, but they just panicked in that first half. Now they're starting to play more composed football.
You know, they just had 5 kicks which have hit a target, and now they've got an inside 50.
Dodsworth this time, but Tars with numbers in defence. And
desperate work from Harder Looney.
Really good work there on Izzy Rapson, and she's caught holding the ball.
Duggs is all alone.
So Tars have got numbers back, and Hardalini not sure which way to go. She's switching across here, and
Kick
good
to
kick.
JoJo Dodsworth.
And
in
a
fact,
strong mark.
Tars had a whole wall of 3 players there, and they just didn't pair off and find a blue jumper. And it ended in a mark from JoJo Dodsworth kicking. This is going to be a tough kick.
We saw her kick one last week, JoJo. She kicked one, I think it was the 3rd quarter, so let's see what she can do here.
Kicks on the way, looks like she's just dragged that across and missed to the near side. So a minor score, and it's just one straight kick the difference now.
Look at the oval now though, the spread's so much better than the first half.
So the kick in along the line. Fabrice couldn't take the mark, but got it on the bounce, but was tackled, and then another good tackle there by Chittick, and she wins the free kick.
Which way, Chitty?
Looking for Monet Hunter on the lead.
Sport from behind, but she picks it up again. But
good numbers from Buffs just at the contest there. Loads of pressure, and you win the ball.
Incorrect disposal's the call, and Don Carbone kicking inside 50, but just camping underneath that one was Lisa Roberts.
Free kick.
In fact, it's a free kick the other way.
I think they might have. Michelle Ellis, it wasn't actually Robbo. Michelle Ellis got pushed from behind from her direct opponent, and Robbo just happened to be there to grab the mark that went over the back.
She's not happy, Robbo.
No.
So the centering kick.
Hardalini.
What a mark.
Electric.
I don't know how she got that. She was actually behind, but just her hands were in front.
Yeah, unlucky. Matisse Hunter had the front spot, had her arms out, and somehow Taylor Hart-Aluni just came through, and miraculously it ended up in her hands.
Something you don't see the women do is punch a lot, though, like you do in the men's game, and I think she tried to mark it then, where as a defender, you need to punch.
Kicks on its way. It's close to the boundary line.
We're right here on the line. Duggs actually did everything in her power then to shield Lisa Roberts out of that contest.
I thought that was
touch and go, Cruzy, for sure.
We've got a really good view of it here.
Yeah, but it's got to be past the back of the padding on the post, so
right.
I think it got knocked into the goal post. So game's picked up a bit in this quarter.
Yeah, the intent and the effort, yes, for sure. Something sparked in the Buffs team. I think Tars have had a really good hunger and desire, like I said before, at the ball, and now the Buffettes are really starting to win that ball back.
So hit out by Dew. Players all over the top of this one, and eventually it's taken out of defence by Roberts. She runs and kicks deep down to the wing.
Clean. Bree Martin onto Sneaky.
And now Sue Alder drives Tars forward to an open forward line. O'Shea on the end of this. Bounce didn't favour her though, and Buffs clear it out of defence. That's a long kick again. An ordinary bounce for the player trying to attack the ball. And on the ground, Nolder again gets a quick kick in. And another kick forward, almost a mark there, but Buffs working hard in defence.
Bianca Stokes is doing a great job in there for Buffs.
As she does, week in, week out.
She's great. Talented footballing family, the Stokes, and rugby.
Izzy Rapson got herself in trouble there.
And kick forward by Chittick. deep towards the top of the goal square. Mark spilt back there, but picked up and played on. That's Crystal Brown. Kicks dangerously straight up the corridor, but numbers with Tars. Nolder gets a hand pass across, and Cusack now kicks deep into the goal square. It goes over the top of the pack, bounces the wrong way. Gemma Cusack. O'Shea it was, sorry, yeah. Had a shot at goal, but off target. So ball had been camped down here in the Buffs forward line for quite a while, and Tars got that break and a shot on goal, but just offline, and they restore that 6-point margin as we get close to the three-quarter time siren. Short kick in here, and Hunter it is, Henderson, who marks and drives the ball further around to the outer wing. Kylie Duggan there. Ball's over the top of the pack and on the ground. Worked out now. Chittick with quick hands gets the ball out, and Pippa Cox kicks forward for Tars.
Soon Alder. Very strong mark there. Had no right to take that ball.
So she's directing traffic ahead of her, looking for a target. Kicks it in high now, and no mark taken. It spills over the back. Play on's the call. Picked up cleanly, Robbo. And Robbo on the outside of the foot. Just misses to the near side.
Thought she was Eddie Betts there. Inside, outside, banana.
She can do it all, Robbo.
Oh, she can
rebound, defend. She can get in the middle. She can probably ruck as well, and then kick a snag.
She's been a good player for a long, long time.
And she's not slowing down at all. This season has been a key part to the Waratah success for the year.
There we go.
Kick out of defence just as the siren goes. So, as we said, the game really picked up in that quarter, and Buffs started to flex their muscles a bit. They're right back in the contest, and only 7 points the margin at three-quarter time. We look forward to the last quarter and an exciting finish to this game.
Well, welcome back everyone to the final quarter of this big round 17 top of the table clash in the Women's Premier League between Darwin Buffets and Waratah. At the moment we see Tars leading by 7 points, but anything could happen, and we see Tars running back out. Heidi, what do you think the coaches had to say to their teams at three-quarter time?
Oh, I think Chris Atkinson would be pretty impressed with the effort that he saw from his Buffets there. He was just saying continue that momentum on. Sissy Dunn in the midfield really seemed to work. Michelle Ellis has gone into the midfield now with Duggs and Dom Carbone and Tanya Dew. So it looks like Sissy might be going forward, has she? Or back? Is she at the other end? Can't actually see her, but he's made a couple of changes. And then I think Trudy Hopgood would be rallying around her troops to say that wasn't good enough. First half, heaps of intent, loads of effort, and then they dropped off the pace really, and Buff started to come through. Heck of a fourth quarter coming up, can't wait.
Ball up in the centre of the ground. Dew gets the hit out. Tap forward there, and strong tackle, and a one-handed hand pass isn't allowed, so that's a free kick, and Tars play on, take the advantage, and kick in by Singh in towards the goal square over the back of the pack. Working hard in there for Buffs is Imogen Briston, but she's got some numbers against her. O'Shea with a kick towards the goal, but chipping in there was Rachel Henderson, but her kick didn't get far enough.
Maddie
and on the
Yarran.
outside of
What
the
a
back,
goal.
Maddie Yarran kicks her second for the game, and that's really what the Buffs didn't need to start this third quarter.
We were just talking about Eddie Betts, and that was very Eddie Betts like, that goal. Well done, Maddie.
Yeah, it seems to be the scoring end down here.
Yeah, definitely.
Just with the breeze that's coming through, a bit more purchase into the forward line, but smart work there from Maddie Yarran to just quickly get it on the outside of her boot and banana it through.
Buffs just need to switch on. There was that free kick paid back there in the middle, and they all stopped, and the Waratah player picked it up and went on really quickly. So, you know, they just need to switch on and get right into this last quarter.
So just waiting for the restart here, and this time it's Cusack who wins the hit out, follows up her own ball, and gets the kick forward for Tars. Nalda's on the bottom of this, gets a hand pass out from the bottom of the pack. Quick kick forward by Roberts. Working hard in defence again was Briston. The ball's kicked out wide. Opportunity here for Aggie Singh, but she overruns the ball. Now has another opportunity. She's thrown off the ball there. Play on's the call. Picked up in defence by Crystal Brown, and she drives the ball out. But Mark couldn't be taken there by Mo Turner, and eventually off her foot and out of bounds. So just see what the call's going to be here. And it'll be a boundary throw in.
There's a big crowd here out on Oval 2 watching this game, and all the Crocs girls are sitting there waiting to see what happens. Lots of interest.
So Carbone got that clearance at half back and drove the ball down the wing. O'Hare back there for Tars, kicks the ball high inboard, and now spills to the ground. Picked up by Hartaluni.
Oh,
so
good
kick
hands.
the ball forward, and the mark's taken down there at half forward by Delcy R. Wang. She plays on straight away, kicks inboard, and that's a good pass. And
excellent leading pattern from Jojo Dodsworth there. She actually ran towards goal and then created that tick lead back towards Delcy. Fantastic work.
So Dodsworth now kicking towards goal for Buffs. Kick looks pretty good off the boot. It's got the distance
kick.
It has, and that's
Wow.
It does. Set up the fourth quarter here. The run home. Who's got it?
so a bit of a conference, but the goal's been confirmed. So that's the response that Buffets needed, and Chris Atkinson will be pretty happy with that. And again, they moved the ball quickly, got it into space, and some good disposal, and as you said, good leading patterns forward, and when they do get the ball moving, get it into some space, they look pretty good, the Buffets, and they're not out of this contest by a long way.
No, well, 2 goals in the opening 3 minutes of the last quarter is more than we've seen the whole game. So Waratah 3-5-23 are leading Buffs 2-4-16.
So the restart again up high. Cusack gets her hand to the ball, knocks it forward.
She gets some height, Cusack, doesn't
Yeah,
she?
yeah, she's been playing as a defender, but they've put her in as the key ruck there, which I think is a great move from Trudy Hopgood.
Yeah.
First use on the footy, Aggie Singh, quick delivery into the forward line.
Falls into
Monet
the hands
Hunter
here.
turns And she's kicked a fantastic goal. Wow, look at the celebration. Bree Martin, love it.
It's a goal fest all of a sudden.
Yeah, something's clicked.
Yeah.
Maybe the wind's died down out
Yeah,
there.
possibly.
Well, it's just opened out a bit. They've moved the ball a bit quicker and cleared it out of those packs, and that's what can happen.
Yeah, and that gives Waratah, what, a 13-point lead. Great last quarter.
So Liz, this is the no more round, and as we said, it's the medals awarded at the end of the game, nominated by opposition coaches for the Spirit of the Game medal. So it'll be interesting to see who picks up those awards at the end of the game. There's a few players putting their hand up, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's right, Stu. We've seen in all of the games over this weekend a player from each team getting a medal, and it'll be interesting to see who gets it at the end of this one.
So at the ball up, it's a free kick going Tar's way again for holding.
Maddie Yarran on the lead. She's got some wheels.
So Renee Dearman with that kick forward. Abby Singh gets a kick here, back inside the corridor, goes through the legs there of Fabrice, but she's back in the action again. Hand pass out by Yarran, and Roberts over the ball with Kylie Duggan. And,
two contenders maybe for the medal, Stu?
Yeah, well, they've certainly both seen plenty of the action, and obviously in the last half at least been going side by side, so it's been a fascinating contest. Iakono got that ball out.
Didn't have it though, so she should get the free hit.
No, it's
No.
going against
Other way.
her for incorrect disposal, so
Wow. Lauren O'Shea on the lead.
Cusack's kick forward, a jumper
Lost
hold
her
there,
boot,
I
but
think.
she's got the
Lost
free.
the boot.
Yeah. Bianca Stokes just gives away a bit of height there,
Yeah, and
and Loz is in front, so
just panicked a bit and
Yeah.
grabbed the jumper, and
the umpire was just behind her and saw it.
Loz is experienced here, going to eat up
Yeah.
a bit of time. No, she's not. She's been told to throw the shoe.
Leaves the boot
Throw
off.
the shoe and
It's a
have
bit
a go.
rough if you're a
It
left
is
footer.
rough.
I'm a left footer. Wouldn't be able to kick it.
She's having issues with this shoe.
so kick now on the way, looks pretty good, but just drifted off to the
To
left
side.
for a behind.
Need a bit more urgency now from Buffs.
Yeah. What are we, nearly at the 7-minute mark? So we're about halfway through this last quarter, and that takes it out to a 14-point lead to Waratah.
Bianca Stokes for Buffs brings the ball in, drives towards the outer side. Gemma Cusack has been good in this last quarter.
Yep, pivotal.
Gets on the end of that one, kicks forward. O'Shea in there, one boot still. Gets tackled, ball spills free. And holding
Gem
the
gets
ball.
one back.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well done.
no, it was
Nicole Smith.
Nicole Schmidt.
She goes short to Iakono, over her head, but she reaches out, takes the mark, plays on straight away, kicks out of defence.
Good vision.
And it's a good kick. Mark's almost taken there by Gunderson, but just spilled out. Now
Robbo got one
Roberts
high.
in there
Yeah.
again. Got tackled by a couple of players, and of course Kylie Duggan was one of them. Roberts drives it in forward now. Nolda, Nolda with the hands in front, strong overhead, plays on straight away now. Kicks inside 50, ball spills to the back. Ayres gets a hand in and just taps it over to Schmidt. She gets a hand pass across to Fewings. Fewings' kick didn't go too far, but Iakono eventually clears it out of that defensive 50, but Maddie Galt's waiting there, drives it back in for Tars with a high ball. O'Shea over the back, couldn't quite take the mark. Oh, some
She was
strong work
banded.
in there. And now the opportunity for Carbone in some space, picks up and drives the ball out of defence, off hands. The ball goes over the boundary line, and it should be a boundary throw in just outside of forward 50 for Waratah.
I think you're right, Heidi. You talked about Waratah's fitness earlier, and you can see that now in the last quarter.
So the boundary throw in due, thumps it forward for Buffs. Working underneath is Mo Turner. Oh, some strong body work in there and a strong tackle, but no opportunity to get rid of that ball, and it'll be a ball up. Dew gets her hand to this one, but it's not cleared out of that pack. Some bodies getting thrown around, and umpires found a free kick.
This is what happens when you feel the fatigue and feel the pressure in the pinch. You start to do things like that.
Amy Chittick looking for Nauta forward, almost takes the mark, recovers
well
to pick up, but ball spilt free as she
inboard.
was tackled.
Look inboard.
Chelsea Brown, she's going to go down the line by the looks. Well, not quite down the line, but good, strong, contested mark taken by Hartalini there. She hand passes on to Brown. Not sure that was the best option. She kicks wide, and that's close to the boundary line. Off hands, and a boundary throw in. Makes you wonder why Hartalini would go to a hand pass to a player standing still and under a bit of pressure when she was on her natural left foot, could have brought the ball back in the corridor and got them going forward again.
Such a long way from that boundary line to goals, and Buffs just need to find the shortest route possible.
So
Carbone
again gets a hand pass forward. Ellis in there tackled as she kicked, was slung after the tackle, and she'll take the free kick. She's not aware that it's hers just at the moment, but is now.
Dom's free. Carbone.
She's been my best player, that's for sure. For
Yeah,
Buffs
she's
today,
up there.
She's been great.
She's, in fact, the last 3 games, I would argue, she's been in the top, probably top 3.
4-quarter efforts every week you see from Dom. You don't see her come in and out of a game, just 4 quarters.
Yep, really consistent.
Yeah.
Gem Ikono, another one, getting pulled off the ball there.
Yep.
That's
Might
been seen by
win
the
the free.
Should be wanting to move the ball quickly here.
And we're looking inboard, and really, we've got a couple of runners, but no one's showing real urgency.
No.
So that's why she's going back this way here. So I can't fault Gem for that. That's going to be last touch.
Straight over the boundary line without being touched, and
Waratah free kick.
so that's probably about the worst result you could have hoped for from there in the
And
end.
Loz O'Shea almost by herself in the square here.
Ooh.
Going in hard there, but Ikono was at the bottom of that. Hand pass comes back inboard.
There's a bit going on off the ball, I think, and a free kick.
Amy Chittick again.
Yep. She just got slung off the ball. Slung down away from the ball, and gave away that free. Good vision, Chitty.
Fabrice on the end of this, plays on straight
Great
away,
aerial
kicks
mark.
towards goal, but that's offline and over the boundary line on the full. So it's your free kick.
Not a bad result, really, in the end. It means now that Buffs have got to work it from one end to the other. You can see Jojo Dodsworth there moving in the centre square. I'd love to see Dom Carbone have a go across goals here.
Yeah, look, there's
I just wanted to go down the middle. I can see Taylor Hartalini down there waiting for the ball.
Good attack on the footy, Mo Turner.
Well
hand pass inboard and a quick kick forward, but Fabrice again takes the intercept mark, drives it forward. Yaron in the contest there. Brown
Here we go, to
picks
space.
up and kicks it to space. Here's the opportunity.
There's Hartalini.
Hartalini running onto this one, takes it cleanly
On
and
a left
goes
side.
on with a bounce. Eventually comes back up to her. She has another go. But Maddie Galt's right on her tail, but avoids her and kicks forward towards the outer side in front of the scoreboard, but just couldn't take the ball and break away, and it's forced over the boundary line for another boundary throw in just forward of the centre wing in Buff's attacking zone.
Yeah, just a bit too fancy from Hartalini there. One bounce and then get it on the boot, get it going forward and continue to work up to the next contest.
Let's see, is that Aggie Singh going off?
It is,
injured?
yep.
Yeah, I think she's rolled an ankle. So she'll be off for the rest of the game.
Boundary throw in fell a bit short over the top now. Being held off the ball there was Nalda again.
Looked pretty 50-50 for me. Bit of wrestling on both there, but umpires called it a free.
Jeremiah Kono has let her know.
Brown picks up for Buffs in defence, drives them forward again for a strong overhead mark. That's Gemma Cusack.
Yeah, she's had one hell of a half.
Yeah.
In fact, this fourth quarter has probably been the difference.
Now some space out here.
Warren Tatameri.
Tatameri couldn't take the ball cleanly and worried out of it by Sissy Dunn. Uses her strength and
it's the
picks up
experience
the
of
ball.
a very classy footballer right there.
Her kicks bounding away towards the boundary line though, unfortunately, and that'll be a free kick, I would think, for Waratah.
time running out for Buffs.
Yeah, we're nearing 14-minute mark now, so they won't have time to get back in the lead. But, you know, they've done so much better in the second half in this game once they got into it.
Dearman's kick forward is chopped off by Lucy Adam, and she needs to be looking to move the ball quickly now and probably back into the corridor as well, but instead going down the line, and again the ball will go off hands. It stays in
Left foot
this
of
time.
Turner.
Works the ball inside towards the forward 50, but Waratah's with some numbers back. Pippa Cox in there working hard again, but it's picked up and hooked around by Gunderson for Buffs, but it's dribbling towards the boundary line and goes over now, and we'll have a boundary throw in inside forward 50 for Buffets as the clock ticks towards the 15-minute mark. And Buffs showed some spirit, got themselves right back in the game, but in the end I think that just the experience of Waratah, and as you said, their fitness has seen them steady and hold on to this game.
And it just shows the benchmark of the competition, really. It's not a huge negative for Buffs. I think they've got a good look at the team that is on top, and now they'll go into finals knowing exactly where they need to, where their deficiencies lie and where they'll need to attack and combat if they come up against Waratah again.
And we were talking before that Waratah have sewn up the top spot on the ladder, but Buffs pretty much need to win next week to get second, Heidi.
Yeah, that's right. Yep, against Pint.
Which should be a good game.
Yeah, Pint certainly won't be going into that game giving it all away.
No.
They'll be going in 110% wanting to get a win to finish on a high.
Yeah. The top four are so strong, though. We saw Palmy, Magpies and Southern Districts have 2 massive wins this weekend. So,
Yep.
you know, it's such a strong competition this year. It's going to be a really exciting final season.
So Buffs going forward again, but Maddie Galt across half back there picks up and kicks the ball out. Kylie Duggan over the top of this one, but she's under plenty of pressure, and it'll be a ball up. It was Beck Pryor all over her there and not giving her any space to clear that ball out. Ball comes to ground, whistle's gone, and it's a free kick to Kylie Duggan by the looks. She's looking to move the ball quickly inside 50. Off hands, or nicely taken down there, and the hand pass inboard, and the
On the
opportunity
left, Mo
for
Turner.
Mo Turner.
Oh.
The ball just drifts across, and it's a bit short, still in play. Kick around the corner.
Get
I
out
didn't
of
pick
town.
up who
That
That
is
was
a
a goal.
magical kick.
I think it was Taylor
I
Hardily.
think it might have been
Was
too.
it
I
Odell?
think you might be right.
Just
What a
See
goal.
if we've got a replay here.
Yeah.
yeah, a goal out of nothing really, but
And from a very acute angle.
Yep.
Yeah, Taylor.
Turns,
So-
rolls onto her left.
just looked like the ball was going to go out of bounds, didn't it? And she just gave a nudge, and then great snapshot.
What a goal.
So her second goal for the game, and
Takes it back to 8 points, Stu.
it does, but the clock shows 17 and a half minutes, and they're just not going to get
A little
there.
bit too late.
Yeah.
But yeah, certainly,
Unfortunately.
I think both coaches have been more encouraged by the second half. The game's opened up a little bit, and the endeavour's been good all game, but it's just been a bit more entertaining and a bit more continuity in the second half from both sides.
And that spread, well, with that spread, you get the space, you get the run and carry, and all the flair that comes with it.
Sissy Dunn with the free kick goes straight down the middle, looking for Duggan. She
Oh, geez,
kicks
they're
out
on
wide
here.
Oh,
There we
Carbone
go.
with the
Carbone.
Get it in there,
opportunity.
Carbone. Get it in
there's
there.
a siren. Much better second half by Buffs, though. So we've seen Waratah 4-6-30 take the win 3-4-22 over the Darwin Buffs. Heidi, what did you think of that?
Oh, look, I think if there was another quarter, Buffs were just starting to get going. I know the fatigue factor would have come into play, but they're just starting to hit their straps in the way of structures and looking laterally and hitting up targets, lowering their eyes and being a bit more composed. But Tars, they were too good today. I think that they really do show the benchmark, and Trudy Hopgood and her team, well done. Congratulations on a great win on 1v2. But now we all get to see, Crocs on the hill over here, get to see what they're up against over the next couple of weeks.
Absolutely. And Stu, we talked before that it's no more round and the players linked arms before the game, and there'll be a Spirit of the Game award awarded to someone from each team. Who did you see in the best for each team today?
Yeah, well, we mentioned a few of them in the last quarter. Obviously, Gemma Cusack was really strong in the last quarter, but probably not over the 4 quarters. Lisa Roberts was in amongst it for the whole game. Maddie Galt had a pretty good game, I thought, and Madison Yarran, when the ball went forward, was pretty clever. I thought that, as you said, Liz Dom Carbone was in amongst the action all day. Kylie Duggan, as usual. Ali Bryan had her moments, and Sissy Dunn, of course, was strong as well across half-back and then moved into the midfield. So it's a bit of a lottery, really.
Taylor Harder-Looney with that goal at the end might have just got her over the line.
Yep.
I'm not sure if we're going to be able to see who it was, so have a look on the NTFL Facebook page for post-match results. But a big thank you to AFL-NT media team for putting on this broadcast on Oval 2 today. It was great to watch. Big thank you to Heidi Thompson and Stu Davies for calling the game today. You did a great job, guys.
Thanks, Chrissy.
The A-team, as we like to call ourselves.
Dream team.
Dream team. And I look forward to seeing you next week.
Yeah, will do. Thank you.